In Table 1 below is a list of explanations and definitions of concepts used in mathematical literacy. Table 1 explanations and definitions of concepts. A, the distance from the center of a circle to the outer part of the circle. B, the usage of cardinal direction, i.e. north, south, east, west, to describe the location of one point to another. C, the path or boundary that surrounds a circular object or surface. D, a position in which is not exact, but roughly shows the location of an object. E, a measure of body fat based on the height and weight of an adult person. F, the total area of all surfaces of a 3D shaped object. G, a special type of diagram used to determine the outcomes of an event in probability examples. H, arrangement of something laid out, such as the structural features of a mall. I, the ratio of the distance in real life compared to the distance on the map, on the same distance of the map, the rate of covering a certain distance over time. When we just look here, mere looking at this, when you're answering, this has to be, this is speed, because we have distance and the time. And remember, this is what? A rate. A ratio, this is supposed to be a scale. Arrangement, this is the same as a layout in a form of a floor plan. A special type of diagram, this is called a tree. This is a tree diagram. This is surface area. That surface area. A measure of body, this is supposed to be BMI. A position which is not exact but roughly shows the location of an object. This could be general direction. General direction. The path of this is supposed to be circumference, because we are looking at a circular shape. So here we have circumference. There we go. Using also this one here is to describe the location of one point to another. It can be route description, or we can say general direction. The distance from the center of a circle to the outer part of the circle is supposed to be the radius. Anyway, let's look at the question here. They say, use the information above to write down the letter of the explanation or definition A to J for each of the following concepts. BMI, we've already seen it as E. Circumference, we've seen it as C. The path around this is circumference. E was BMI. Then the map scale, it's I. Compass direction, this could be B, direction. And the tree diagram, we've seen it as G. Possible outcomes in probability. 1.2. Use annexure A. Annexure A shows the layout of a vegetable garden with different plant beds, as well as table 2, which shows plants with their partner plants. Use annexure A to answer the questions that follow. Let's see annexure. All right, this is the next chair here that we have. And the question is, identify 30 plants that have cabbage as a pattern. So we shall come here, look for cabbage. We have cabbage 1, cabbage 2, cabbage 3. Do we have any other cabbage anyway? So these are the plants. We have potatoes, onions, and cucumber. So our answer there becomes we have potatoes, cucumber, and onions. Tell me the number of partner. Tell me the number of partners of plants found in bed 4 of the vegetable garden. Vegetable garden. Let's look at their next. It says bed 4. Bed 4. These are onions. So determine the number of pattern beds found in bed 4. So if these are the onions, number we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the answer there is supposed to be 6. We are determining the number of pattern plants. So we said 6 partners of the plant. Name the partner plant which appears 4 times in the pattern columns. Name the plant that appears in pattern columns. These are the columns, these ones. These are columns that appears 4 times. When we take note here, we look at number 1 here we have. I mean, look, we have meat. Is there any other meat somewhere else? There's nothing. We have heavies. We have any other heavies around here? Nothing. Dale, we don't have any. So we have, let's look at, here we have beans. Come down here, we have beans. 4 times. We have beans. And we have beans. So beans appear 4 times. Someone would have said, because if you check corn, that's 3 times. Cabbage, we saw it already, it's 3 times. Peas are twice. Let us, it's twice. Tomatoes, it's once. Very once. Radish, one, twice. It's twice. Drill, it's twice. Squash is once. Onion is once. Beetroot, it's twice. You see? Which one appears 4 times? Meat is once. So that appears 4 times these are beans. Have the answer there as beans. Give the general direction of search from onions in the vegetable garden. It's search from onions. We shall check the search. Garden 1 from garden 4. From. So meaning you're here and you're heading this other side. But take note. Look at the compass direction. It says that this other side is the north. So this is your north. North. Simply means if this is north, this is what? West. This is south. and this is what? East. So your answer there has to be east. 1.2.5. Some of the plant beds in the vegetable garden contain more than one type of plant. Write down the bed number of these plants. We have, let's come here, let's see. Bed numbers. So when you come here, we have 3. 3 has tomatoes, rockets, and other greens. Then when we come to 7, it has okra and tomatoes. No any other. So we go in and we say bed 3 and 7. All right, the sketch below shows a pedestal, and a diagram of the pedestal with its dimensions. The pedestal can be used as a stable plant stand or an extra seat. All right, then they are saying, by the which shape does it take? It takes a cylinder, a cylindrical shape. It's a cylindrical shape. So choose a formula A, B, or C below, which can be used to calculate volume of the pedestal. Remember, you said it's a cylinder, and in your head, you know volume equals to base area times given height. This is the general formula for volume. So the base area of this cylindrical is a circle, so you need to look for pi r squared h. So you come here, volume of a cylinder. Volume of a cylinder equals to pi r squared. So we shall come here and look for which volume. This one here? No. Which one? This 2 pi? No, my formula doesn't have 2. So volume equals to this, then this is the right answer. So the answer is supposed to be C. We have 1.3 to write down the unit of measurement for the volume of the spindle using the given units in the diagram. Remember, they said write down the units of measurements of volume. Volume. For area, the units have to be squared. Volume units have to be cubed, whereas perimeter units remain the same. So they are saying write down the units of volume for the pedestal using the given unit in the diagram. So the units that we see in the diagram, they were millimeters. So still here we shall write millimeters cubed. Don't forget that because you're looking for units of volume. Convert the height of the pedestal to meters. When you look at it very clearly, we have the height being 124 millimeters. So 124 millimeters, we want them to become meters. Remember very well that millimeters are the same. To change millimeters to meters, this is small to big. We need to divide together. So we divide by 1,000. So we shall also come here, we divide this by 1,000. And the answer becomes 0.124 meters. That's the answer there. We've changed the pedestal, the height to meters. All right. We look at question number 2. Question number 2. We are also looking at our next chapter. Question number 2.1, they tell us to look at annexure B. Annexure B, annexure B, annexure B. Let's go there and you see how it looks like. This is the annexure. So we are looking at this. This annexure B is about assembling an item. Bright light, sorry, ring light. These are the items that they're going to assemble. Then we have a tripod, pan lid, then a pan lid again. Then we have a cell phone holder. All right, these are some of the directions given. These are the some instructions given. Then some instructions are missing, like 1, 2, and 3. So this one here, it shows that this is how it will look like after after being assembled. All right, let's go to the questions and we see the question that they want us to do. Tell me the total number of items needed to assemble the ring light. We go there and we see, we count them. Total number of items. Here we have 1, we have 2, 3, 4, 5. Please, we don't count the cell phone because we don't see anything else. We just have a cell phone holder. All right, then the answer there becomes, there are 5 items, sorry. We have 5. Identify in the list the item that will be used as a ring stand. The item that will be used as a ring stand. We go back here. This is a ring light itself. This is a tripod. These are too small to be stands. So it's number 2, which is called the tripod. The reason why it's called a tripod, because it has 3 legs. So here we shall write it's a tripod. Is the direction of the arrow in the diagram B clockwise or anti-clockwise? So we come in diagram B. There's a small direction. If you can't see it, look at the arrow. The arrow goes that other direction. The person turns around he turns from right to left. Together. So if you want to know whether it's clockwise or anti-clockwise, you need to know how does the wall clock move. The wall clock moves this other direction, like this. So also this one here, imagine this clock was here, so look at it. So the answer here is supposed to be clockwise. It's clockwise. Match the following instructions with the correct picture. F, G, or H. Clamp the cell phone to the cell phone holder. Let's go there and we see. Clamp the cell phone to the cell phone holder. Clamp the cell phone to the cell phone holder. It's what? H. This is the phone being clamped inside here. Together. So it's C, H. Install the tripod on the pan tail and rotate until tightened. Install the tripod. So we are looking for the tripod and the pan tail. Let's go there and we say tripod and remember we are looking for either we are using these options. We have these ones that are missing. This is already taken now. And this one. So of these 2 diagrams, which one has a tripod? So it's what? It's G. Why? I'm taking G because it has what? A tripod. And remember there I was looking for a tripod and a pat tail. So it's this one here. And this is the tripod. Okay, let's go there and we see. So it's supposed to be G. So F is nowhere to be seen. Anyway, let's continue. Use the given scale to determine the distance on the wall map if the real distance is 65 kilometers. All right, the scale given to us is a number scale, or someone can call it a ratio scale. And it simply means if you have 1 unit on paper equals to 250,000 units in real life. So we are looking, so we have both, guys, I'm answering question number 2.2.1. We are using the scale. So this simply means I need, the scale is 1, it's 250. 250. So on paper, we don't know how much it is. Let's call it H. Then in real life, it's 65 kilometers. 65 kilometers. All right. The question says we need to change the 65 kilometers to measurements in real on wall map. But the measurements here are either millimeters or centimeters. So we shall have to change the kilometers, one of them. Let me change them to millimeters to make sense. So if I'm to change kilometers to millimeters, I need to multiply by 1,000,000. So let me simply meaning. So they are no longer kilometers equals to H. If 1 gives me this, what will give me this? 1 gives me 250,000. What about which number will give me 600? Sorry, which number will give me 65 million? So I will need to come and say the number has to be 65 million divided by 250,000. So here the answer we have is at 260 millimeters. Those ones who have used the centimeters, you'll have 26 centimeters. This is question number 2.2.1. They're asking us in 2.2.2, name one type of scale used on the map. Now, this one we've already seen it. Numeric. It's a name one other type. So the other type of scale that we know of, the popular one, is the what? The bar scale. You can't go beyond that. All right, let's look at the other question, 2.3. Here we have the diagram. A mathematical literacy teacher collected 36 reams of paper from her learners. Shown below is a picture and the diagram with the dimensions of the ream of paper. All right, the teacher intends packing the reams of paper in a secure cabinet as shown in the picture alongside the diagram. So the dimensions of the maximum space on one shelf is 102 centimeters long, 44 centimeters wide, and 39 centimeters high. So show with calculations that all reams of paper collected can fit on one shelf of cabinet. One shelf of cabinet. So what you're going to do, this is called packaging. What you're going to do, you're going to look for how many reams will fit on the long side. How many reams will fit on the long side? So on the long side, we shall say it's the length of the shelf because it's big divided by the length of the ream. So the length of the shelf is 120 centimeters divided by 27,94. So we have the answers 3,65. Please, when you're rounding off this, we cannot say it's 4. So here we are looking at 4 rims. We can't have a half a rim. So we shall say 3 rims on the long side. What about the width, which is the short side? Short side simply meaning the width of the shelf divided by the width of the rim, which equals to 39 centimeters divided by 21 comma 39 divided by 21 comma width of the shelf divided by the sorry. The width of the shelf is 44. It's not 39. And we get 2,04. Remember, we don't have half rims. So these are 2 rims that we need, and the height of the shelf divided by the height of the rim, which becomes height of the shelf divided by the height of the rim, which becomes 39 divided by 6,35. So we shall need 6 rims. Oh, sorry, 6 layers. These are 6 layers. So all in all, if we have 3 rims on the long side by 2, those are 6 rims in 6 layers. Each layer has 6. There will be 36. Indeed, 36 rims will fit. Show with calculations that all the rims of the paper collected can fit on one shelf of the cabinet. So if one shelf of the cabinet, if one reason why a teacher, this is for security, you can put to keep them safe for security reasons, not for them to be stolen. Number 2, for easy management, because you will know who picked, who gave you permission, you understand? All right, question number 3. We've already looked at question number 1 and 2. Let's look at question number 3. Question number 3 says, we not bought a house. 2 of the walls in one of the bedrooms were not plastered. The dimensions of the floor of this bedroom are 4 meters by 3 meters, as shown in the diagram below, with a wall height of 2,75 meters. Not intends having a wall plastered. Note, plastered means that the walls are not coated with sand and cement mixture to create a smooth wall surface. In other words, the bricks are still visible. You see the bricks the way they are. All right, on the left-hand side, we have the diagram showing the bedroom with dimensions, and on the right-hand side, we see the picture. These are the walls that are missing. All right, the unplastered wall. They tell us, calculate in meters squared the total surface area of the 2 walls that will need to be plastered. Now, take note of here. The walls are shown in the walls are shown in this small diagram here. The walls are shown in the small diagram, whereby we have this wall here, this wall here. This is wall 1, wall 2. Remember, we are looking at walls. We are not looking at the floor. So the area of the wall, I will name them. Area of wall 1, what will it be? Which will be area, I said area of wall 1 will be 3,5 times the height of the wall, not times the length of the bedroom, times the height, because the wall stands. So remember the height, it was 27,5. Remember that in the scenario. So this is wall 1, which will be 3,5 times 7,5 times 2,75, sorry, times 2,75. You get the answer as 9,62. Don't forget, these are meters squared, but this is not the end. We are looking for the total surface area of the two walls. So far I've got area of wall 1. Let me do for wall 2. Still, it will be, because they're rectangular, it's L times B. So the wall that's remaining is, sorry, it's the length, which is 4,8 meters, still times the height. We take it to be this on the same level. So here we go, we get the answer as 13,2 meters squared. So at the end, you're going to add the 2, and your answer became 22,82 meters squared. The plaster on the walls has a uniform thickness of 12 millimeters. Determine in centimeters cubed the volume of plaster required to plaster these two walls. Remember, volume equals to the area of the wall times the thickness. The area of the wall is in meters squared. We need to change the meters squared to centimeters squared. And we need to change the thickness from meters to centimeters. Why am I changing to centimeters? It's because they want the final answer to be in. So I'll start with the area, which is 22,2. These are meters squared. So from meters to centimeters squared, we multiply by 100 squared. Times, we are multiplying now 12. 12 is millimeters. We need it to become centimeters. We divide by 10. So here, this one here, we get it as, all right, this is what we mean by this. Or someone else would have looked for the area back in centimeters until you get the answer here. But the easiest is this one here. Or if you don't know what to do here, you don't know what to do, you'll need, so you remember we said area of wall 1, change the length into, sorry, change the measurements or the dimensions into centimeters. So at first, wall 1, we said it was 3,5 meters. Change this to centimeters. Let's change 3,5 times 100. You get 35. You get the redundant. So change the height. Change the height. This becomes 275. These are centimeters. Come over here. 2.75 come over here. The other one is 4.8 times 100. Remember, we are changing from meters to centimeters. You get 400 and what? 80. These are centimeters. Why am I changing to centimeters? Because I want to answer in centimeters cubed. So we come back here and we say that the first one will be 300. We are saying the first one is 350 times 275. 350 times 275 is 96,225. These are centimeters squared. Look for the area of wall 2, which we said is 400, also times 275. You get? These are centimeters squared. So the total area will be area of wall 1 plus area of wall 2. So when we add the 96,250 plus 132,000, we end up having 222,250. Here it's a different answer because we rounded off. We rounded off. Okay, so this is the area in centimeters squared. So let's change the thickness. Change the thickness to centimeters, whereby you get 12 millimeters divided by 10. You get 1,2. These are centimeters. So now your volume would equal to this is your volume, centimeters cubed. 5 marks. This is when someone changes the measurements. The measurements that we have already here. We change this to centimeters. Change this to centimeters, which is 3,5 times 100, 4,8 times 100 centimeters. All right, that is it. Okay, 3.1.3. 3.1.3, it says 3.1.3, it says the ready mixture plaster is available in bags. 1 bag is needed for every 15,000 centimeters cubed. Determine the minimum number of bags needed to plaster the 2 walls. Remember, we've just looked for the volume. So volume of the plaster divided by the volume for 1 bag. So the volume for the plaster, it's just We've just got it as 273,937 centimeters cubed divided by 15,000. You get your answer as 18,26. This simply means they need 19 bags. Why? Someone might say that 2 is 2 here, and yet we usually round up when this is more than 4. So the reason why I'm rounding up, it means the person needs 18 full bags with part of another. So where will you get this part of it when they don't sell in half bags? So they need another full bag. However, they won't use it fully. They will use part of it. That's why she needs, or he needs, to buy 19 bags. Determine the minimum number of bags needed to plaster the 2 walls. 19 bags. One auntie would also like to have all the old connects in the bedroom where the 4 walls meet the ceiling replaced. Now take note, the conics are these white, those ones were ceilings at their places. You have that white part that holds the ceiling. It's between the ceiling and the wall. Either. So they need to replace them. In other words, they want, because now here it will be direct perimeter. It will be perimeter, which will be perimeter. Okay, it's already given here. So remember, it covers the same. It covers this like the measurements of the room, the flow of the room. So right. So here it says we're not to like they never told you to change anything, so you leave them in the units that they are in. So the length we saw it as 4,8 plus the width, which is 3,5. Do that for me. So perimeter will equal to 2 into 4,8 plus 3,5. 2 into 4,8 plus 3,5. And your answer becomes 16,6. Don't forget the units. 16,6 meters. This is perimeter. At the store, there are 5 available brands. Unfortunately, not to forget the name of the specific brand. If she randomly selects one of the available brands, determine the probability that she will select a specific brand. So out of the 5 brands, it's 1 out of 5. They said probability. So if you do stop here, it's fine. Or if you go ahead and show that it's this much, it's fine. Even those ones who show that's answer becomes, don't forget to put the 20%. All right. 3.2.2, there is a 0.75 probability that the dampers will appear if the incorrect brand of the ready mix plaster is used. Determine the probability that the dampers will not appear if the incorrect ready mixture is used. This is straightforward also. If 0.7, this is positive. What What's remaining to make it negative is 0.25. So probability here it's 1 minus 0, and the answer becomes 0.25. The probability scale below shows the likelihood for various probability. Write down the likelihood that best describes your answer given in or given to question number 3.2.2, which is 0.2. The answer is 0.25. 0.25 is 0 because this is 0%. We have 0.25, have 0.5, have 0.75, and it goes on. So probability, this is where it is. It's less likely. It's likely. Question number 3.3.1 says determine the time that owner must start mixing the first bag of the ready mix plaster if she wants this bag to be ready for use at 8:05. All right, we're going to analyze how much time do we need. Mix the water and the plaster for 4 minutes. This is the first time that we have. Do not overmix. Allow the mixture to stand. You need 3 minutes more. Then mix again about 2 minutes. So all in all, you have around 9 minutes. You have 9 minutes. Now, if you want the mixture to be ready by 8:05, simply meaning you're going to come to 8:05 minus the 9 minutes, which is so he has to start at 7:50, 7:56. Oh, you can do it this way. Over this time, subtract the 4 minutes. You remain with 8. 1:08. Of 1:08, subtract the 3 minutes. You find out that you have 7:58 of the 8 minutes. Subtract the 2 minutes. You end up having 7:56. Definitely, this was in the morning. No one plasters at. Okay, you can plaster at night, but it's rare. Calculate rounded to 2 decimal places. How many gallons of water she will use to mix 5 bags of plaster if 1 gallon equals to this much? Let's go back to analysis here. It says we need 7 liters of water for 40 kg bag. That means it's 1 bag needs 7 liters. If 1 bag needs 7 liters, what about 5? How much liters do they need? So it will be 5 times 7, which equals to 35 what? Liters. We don't want this in liters, we want it in gallons. So we shall divide this by 35 divided by 3,7, 8,541. So he needs approximately 9,25. They say to 2 decimal places. 25. These are what? Gallons. Okay, there we go. This one needs 4 marks. I was wondering why, but you look at the formula, it's a little bit incomplete. You need to know because we need to see the subject. Substitute. You already have the F as 73,74. Substitute, you get 73,74 minus 32 equals to 1,8 times what? C. So because you want the C, divide through by 1,8 on both sides. Divide through by 1,8 for both sides. When you subtract, you have 41,4 over 1,8 equals to C. So the answer here became 23 degrees Celsius or centigrade. Look at question number 4. The layout plan of the resort is shown below. The resort has a rectangular swimming pool and a tennis court. There is an overgrown area in the middle of the resort where local wildlife can be viewed from the lookout point. The area is surrounded by houses. First question says, determine the total number of houses in this holiday resort. Houses, they look like this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 12. We shall say we have 12 houses. A person standing at the lookout point facing north views houses that are in the northwesterly direction. Give the number of 2 houses viewed. All right, let's look at the campus. Look at the campus, how it's facing. It's like it shows that this is what? No, if it's like that, and this is east, this is west, this is that. So someone is seeing. So the person is here. So it's supposed to be house 2 and 3. House 1 and 2, sorry. House 1 and the 2. .2.1. The owner of the holiday resort plans to build a cylindrical pool. The picture below shows the existing rectangular swimming pool and a cylindrical swimming pool, which the owner plan to build are there. Give one reason why you think the cylindrical pool is designed for small children. It's not that deep. It's 1 meter deep, whereas this is 1,6 centimeters, 5 centimeters deep. Explain the meaning of the capacity. Capacity, we are saying amount of substance an object. An object can contain. Amount of substance an object can contain. When you look at an object, we are looking at a container. We look at a container. Okay, you may use the following formula. They're saying calculate rounded to the nearest liter the difference in volume of the 2 swimming pools. different liters, but they have given us volume. They didn't give us volume. Anyway, let's look at that. So cylindrical is the first one, which say volume equals 2 pi r squared h, which is 3,142 times what's our radius. Now when you come here, we say we are given the diameter. You need the radius, you get the diameter divided by 2, which is 3,7. So we come back here and you say 3,5 squared times the height, which is already what? 1. Don't forget to square. So here we have 38,895. These are meters cubed. Put them aside. And they said, remember you're looking for the difference, is the subtraction between the volume of the two swimming pools. So the other volume is L times B times H, which is 6,2 times 3,25 times 1,65. So here we have 33,245 meters cubed. Subtract the 2, we end up having 5,242. These are meters, right? But the question wants you to round up to the nearest liters. And they have told you that if you only have 1 meter cubed, you have 1,000 liters. So let's multiply there, we see, times 1,000. Yeah, the answer becomes 5,242 liters. Okay, the total inner area of the surface of the cylindrical will be tiled. An additional 10% tile was purchased. Give one reason why additional tiles were purchased. You can say for cuttings. You know, tiles are cut. All right, to cater for cuttings. Another thing, to cater for breakage when it breaks. The tiler states that he requires more than 100 boxes of tiles to complete the tiling. Verify showing all calculations where the statement is valid. All right. Shall use the formula that we have here. I'm doing question number 4.2. Part B. First and foremost, we shall look for the area, whereby we shall say 3,142, which is the pi times the radius. We've already seen it as 3,5 into brackets 3,5 plus 2 times the depth. So there we go. We have 3,142 times 3,5, which is 10,997 times 55. So this is 60,8435. These are meters what? Squared. Meters squared. So meters squared, remember we have okay, that's the area to be covered. Then for you to find out the number of tiles to be used, we shall get area to be covered divided by the area of only one tile. So we shall get the 60 divided by over. Look at the measurements for the tiles, 20 centimeters, and so change it to meters, which is 0,2 times 0,2. So we have this much 0.8. Remember, these are tiles. So meaning you will need tiles. Then in boxes, how many will they have? Each box carries 16. So this stands at 96. But remember, he has to cater for 10% purchase more, additional 10%. So we multiply by 1,1. You have 0, sorry, 100,0. Correct. This is more than the boxes in the scenario. All right. 4.2, the steps you need to know. 1, look for the area to be covered. The surface area of an open cylinder. Then look for the area of only one tile. You divide the two, you get the number of tiles. Multiply or increase it by 10%, which is the same as 100 plus 10 divided by 100. So this here you get the number of tiles. Then afterwards, pack them in boxes. So you divide by 16 because each box carries 16 tiles. Look at that scenario here. I'll go through it again. Area to be covered. Area to be covered. This is the area for the cylindrical swimming pool. So we shall start with this formula here, which will say 3,142 times. Remember the radius, we got it as 3,5 into bracket 3,5 plus 2 times depth, which is already as 1. So here we go on and we say we got this as 10,997. Since there's no symbol here, put a multiplication sign times 5,5, which we get as 60. Please take note, these are not tiles. This is the area to be covered first. Then let's look for the area of one tile. But take note, the measurements of it's 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters. They have to be in meters. So divide by 100, which is the same as 0,2 times 0,2, which is the same as so also now this qualifies to be meter squared. So we look for the number of tiles now, which is the area to be covered divided by area of only one tile. So here becomes 60,4835 divided by 0,04. Whereby you get the number of tiles will be 1.5, which is 1,512 tiles, 0.09. So from this moment, we increase because they said an increase of 10%, an additional. So we multiply by 10 over 100 plus so you end up having the answer as these are tiles. We want to pack them in boxes, divide by 16 because one box carries 16. So the answer you get it as 103 boxes, 95. Remember, boxes are not sold in halves. So here we need 104 full boxes. That's what we need. Okay. Question number 5. Question number 5 requires us to also look at the annexure C. Let me stage an next C here. Next C, which is this one here. All right. You read through this scenario. As you read through, please you count also. These are two people plus the three friends. So all in all, these are how many people? 5 people. That's what you have to know. They are driving to Snipers. Where is it found? It's found in KwaZulu Natal. They will travel from Johannesburg and stay at this place here. And afterwards, I think they will continue. All right. We go and we see. The next exercise shows the route map to Makosi. Use the information above and answer the question. And use the information above and the annexed C to answer the following questions. Write down the road number on which they will travel from exit 99 to Brewer. Let's go there. They are here. They are here. They enter using this. And they said which number because they are coming to this place here. So which road number? It will be R600, R6117. Give the distance from Handbag to Inver. Let's come back here. From here to there, the distance is this one here. Distance is 6 kilometers. We're driving 2 kilometers from Inver and the road split to the left. Okay, the road splits to the left and the right. State in which direction, left or right, they must drive. Remember, they have come from this other side. They come. They reach there. They need to come here. This goes, but it does not, it ends nowhere. So we come here. So if they are here, please, you sit in their place. So this is the right-hand side and this is the left. Definitely they will go left. They will use left. They will use left. Let's look at the question here. 5.4. 5.1.4. It is 16 kilometers from Hanbury to Makotsi. The distance between Mankaza and the hotel is 4.4 kilometers. Look at how much kilometers after the split in the road. And the hotel indicated H. Okay, let's go there and we see. They are telling us the total distance. The total distance from Hanbury to Makotsi is 16. From here up to here, you've covered a distance of what? That's the total distance, 16. But they want to know what is the distance from the split to this place here. Because from here up to there, we have 2 kilometers. Then what about from here like that? This is what we are finding. Because I said from here to there, it's 4.4 kilometers. So in your head, it has to be 2 kilometers plus the nothing kilometers. I'll call them H, plus the 4.4 kilometers. It should add up to 16 kilometers. So the 2 adds with the 4 this much, you get 6.4 kilometers plus the H kilometers that we are looking for, which equals to 16 kilometers. The 6.4 jumps over, it becomes a minus. So the distance covered here, the same as 9.6 kilometers. the distance from here to the 9,4. All right, let's look at question number 5.2. 5.2. 5.2, you look at the table clearly and you analyze it. Owner offers 2 sleepers and 6 sleepers accommodation. Give a possible reason why there is a surge on a single night stay. You can say generate more income in one night. Generate more income and let me see, one night stay. To encourage people stay longer. Because if you stay longer, you don't pay a surge. But when you sleep only one night, you need to pay 200 to 300. You know, a surcharge is an extra amount that is payable. It's like interest, but it's not interest. Oh, another one would have been for security reasons. If you happen to break anything in the motel, you need to pay for it. All right. Name with a reason a cottage you would recommend for the group to book. I would recommend them to take 6 sleeper since they are 5 people. So they will all fit in one room. Where they will put, one cottage, and it for security reasons they will all be safe. All right, 5.2. 5.2. 5.2. 5.2, 5 marks. It says, now states that the total cost for accommodation will be 8,100 if they stay in the cottage from Thursday to Saturday night. Verify showing all calculations whether a statement is valid. Okay. We look at this. If they took the 6 sleeper from Thursday, that means midweek. Midweek they pay because they're going to pay for Thursday. Then Friday, Saturday. Thursday they pay 2,640. Money for, because here they say the rates given in the table are per cottage per night. So per night they pay this much. So how many nights will they be? These are 2, which is 2,700. times 2. This is how much they would have paid. Now says that the total cost for accommodation will be either if they stay in cottage from Thursday. They say the cottage, not cottages. So you can't use option because option 1, if they stayed, there are 5 people. If 5 people are split in 2 sleeper, that means they will need 3 sleepers together, which means 1.15 times 3 plus 1205 times 3, which would be expensive. Why am I saying 3? Because the first one, it will take 2 people. Second one will take 2 people. The third one will take 1 person. So it becomes a little bit expensive. Here they will pay, okay. They will pay 7,200. Oh, sorry. This will be 2. This will be 2 times. So you see how the 2. Why am I multiplying by 2? Because we have Friday and Saturday. This is just Thursday. This will cater for. So the 2 sleeper count is expensive. Okay, that's how we are showing it. And don't forget to conclude and say it's valid. Why am I concluding? Because they say verify showing whether his statement is what? Valid. I need to conclude and say it's valid. Get 1 mark. So we can't use 2 sleeper. All right, 5.3. And next, just see the road and it shows the toll gates. Indicate whether the following statements are true or false. If the false, give a reason. This is false. There are other toll gates on other roads. Let's look at the next, just see. Here we are. This is N3, you see. So we have also these other roads. N1 has toll gates. The T stands for toll gates. Then when you come also the other side, which is the N17, it also has toll gates. M11 to M road has N2. It has a toll gate there. So it's not only on N, it's not on N3. N2 also has toll gates. You see that? Okay. So Hook is on the east of Lesotho. East of Lesotho. So you come to Lesotho here. You draw a small compass. So this is our north, east, west, and south. Take note, if the compass doesn't, if the map does not have a compass, please, we shall always take the top part to be the north. So east, and the place you're looking at, it's this other side, which is true, true. So the answer then becomes true. Answer becomes true. State the view. State the view represented in the layout below. We shall say it's a road map. The distance from Johannesburg to Makos, it's 888 kilometers. And the Land Rover covers this distance in 7 hours. Calculate the average speed of this vehicle. Calculate the average speed of this vehicle. Calculate the average speed of this vehicle. What are you going to do? You know very well, look at the formula they've given you, distance equals to speed times times, but you're looking for speed, so speed will equal to distance over time. Please always remember that. So our distance is already in kilometers, 588 divided by 7. So the average speed was 84 kilometers per hour. The accommodation, petrol, and toll gate fees for this round trip is Makos and will be shared equally amongst all the group members. Calculate the total cost per person. You may use the price of your petrol, accommodation and petrol, and toll gate fees for the round trip. For the round simply means it's the same as what? Return trip. You go, you come back. So which values are we going to multiply twice? Because there are some values. For example, the toll gate, you go when you're going, you times by, you go, you pay, then as you come back, you also pay. The petrol fee, we need to find out how much they paid for petrol fee. That's times 2 also. Accommodation, it's once off. There's nothing much to do. So we're going to say accommodation, petrol, and toll gate. These we need to multiply by 2. This is once, because once you're there, you sleep once and you come back out. Okay, but before you pay for petrol, we need to know how much how much distance was covered. So we shall say, because we are going to use the fuel consumption rate, which is stated already here. The fuel consumption is 6 liters, 6.42 liters per 100 kilometers. Now, my friends, they will travel to Land Rover, the vehicle as a fuel consumption of this and the sitting layout. So we go and we say 6.42 liters for each 100 kilometers. Together, 6.42 liters for each 100 kilometers. But we need to know how much distance was covered. So here we shall say how much petrol shall we need. We shall take the distance covered, 588, divided by 100 times 6.42. I'm looking for the amount of liters. 588 divided by 100 times 6.42. We have it as 37.7496. Multiply this by 2. These are number of liters. We have 75.499. These are liters. We multiply by the money. How much I'm looking for the money for the fuel. How much we need to be for the fuel? So fuel only, we need to spend 1,600, 68 cents. This is petrol plus accommodation, which is 8,100. Then we are going to add on the toll gates, which is two into, we are going to add these amounts here, 2 into 56 plus 77 plus 82 plus 58 plus 13,5. We are saying we are going to add all these values, which will be 56 plus 77 plus 82 plus 58 plus 13,5. How much are you paying for that? Here you would have paid 573 for everything here. So let's add fuel money, 1,615 rand 68 cents plus 8,100 plus the 573. So the amount is 10,288 rand 68 cents. So we divided this, because there were 5, we divide by 5, and each person has to pay 2,050 rand, 57 rand 74 cents. 74 cents. And this will end our solution today.